Today we are going to use some fiery colors to make a beautiful heliconia. You've got to try this. Follow a few of these techniques I will show you today and you can transform a quick pour into something so much more. Stick around until the end to see the result. Now today we are going to do something I've had on my list for months, and I even know which canvas. I'm going to use the long canvas 50 by 20 because my design is going to be quite long. I went on a lovely little trip to Kew Gardens some time ago with a friend of mine, and we took tons of pictures, and I was always going to make quite a few of those plants. So today is the day. The first thing, I'm going to sketch my plant. The plant is called heliconia. The first thing I'm doing is, of course, sketching my plant. It's an interesting plant, so it's got those, well, let's call them claws, yes? These are going to be the blossoms. The bigger blossoms, the ones that are first open, have got like a little slit, I want to say, little opening. This is actually baking paper because it's easy to rub off if I don't like it. So once I'm ready, I'm going to transfer it onto the canvas. I'm sitting here and pondering how I want to actually complete my flowers. Do I want to use glue gun? I don't think so this time. I'm considering the paste. However, there are so many lines. Maybe I should use something different. So let's transfer and then I'll think some more later on. As you can see, I taped it down to the table. It doesn't really matter. As long as it doesn't move on the reverse, and that will transfer it straight away. You can use a blunt tool, edge, or you can do what I usually do. Just this. For me, this is the quickest and the most effective. I didn't say one thing. I am not going to bother with all the little lines. There's no way. I'm only doing the outlines. I used 7B, which is one of the softest graphites you can get. Let's see what we have. Oh, perfect. Oh, that's it. One little thing I didn't outline properly. What do I have here? I've got leftovers from my previous paintings, and I keep them in jars because, well, you never know. Maybe one day I'll want to use it again. I also have a dark one. So I'm going to link a video in which I'm showing you how I mix my paste. In a nutshell, we've got wall putty and heavy gesso. Did you see that? Did you see that? Oh. Of course, the ending is clogged now. I can use a needle and remove, I want to say, the gunk, the dry putty. Obviously nothing will flow through this. At the moment I want to fill up the flowers, and then with the leaves perhaps only an outline. I'm applying those first. Oh, that went a bit too far. I will be using a brush to tidy up my mess, especially when I start. I have to get back to your rhythm. Oh, it was a little bit dry, that's why. Fill it up. I don't want them completely filled. This one is very small, and it's the first one, so perfect. Yeah, one done, and 20 to go, roughly. I don't know if it's 20. You can count, tell me. Was I wrong? Of course, the ones that are together are more challenging than the separate ones. I thought it's going to look nice when we have 3D flowers, and then these will be flatter. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, 22. 22! My favorite number. Do you know why it's my favorite number? 22nd of June. It's my birthday. I also could do with a better brush. As you can see, it's a bit hairy now. I'll do 3 more, but I won't bore you with this. Now a very easy job outlining these babies. When you start a little petal, of course it's a mess, but the brush, wet brush, not completely soaked with water, makes everything flat and nice. And yes, the paste, because it's It's not fresh, it's a bit on the thickish side. They look very, very interesting like this before I flatten them. I really like using this paste. Okay, I managed to almost fill it up. I've got this huge nozzle. It's easier holding the smaller ones, but it's doable. And I'm going to continue here. This one's going to be very quick. The last fat ones are a bit different, so I'm going to show you how I do it. They have this double edge because there will be some, well, I'm imagining it's pollen there. The first ones, the oldest ones, begin to open. See, this brush fixes everything. Trying to make it level. I had to tape my little cone because it was leaking. Time to do the stems and the leaves. I'm glad the rest is dry. I couldn't have done it if the petals were wet. I mean, I could, but it will be a struggle. I did want these thinner. Cool, they are. They'll be thinner. I'm not going to flatten them actually. Okay, I'm going to leave it like this, a thin edge like that. I like it. I do like it. I'm quite impressed how nicely it runs. The stem of the leaf is going to be a little bit different. It's really easy when it flows nicely. That was quick. Did I miss anything? If I'm putting this up, you probably know what will happen because I messed up my walls so many times. I am going to use my crazy hairdryer. Yes, the big one. The colors I'm going to use are the same ones I've used for my Amazon palette because I've got the leftover paint. This is perfect for another tropical piece. But I didn't know what I wanted to do next. Plenty of greens and red and yellow, so almost exactly, and even some orange, yes. I'm not using any blues. I mixed some of them with white to make them lighter. I did use 1 part of paint to 2 parts of Floetrol and a little bit of water. The paint is very runny. Hope you can see here the build up. See, it's almost like water. I'm checking now if every paint is the same consistency because this is really important, and then we can proceed. Deciding which colors go where. Let's start with the mid greens. Now it's going to be a little bit tricky with the yellow, orange, red and green. I know it. Take me some time to figure out what I want where and how to avoid lots of brown. I really like using her. I think it's probably one of my favorite techniques, using a hairdryer with a pour, because it gives us such amazing effects that can't achieve with any other way. And also I'm not the greatest fan of tons of cells in the painting. Okay, now oh, that's darker than I thought. Thought it's going to be lighter. I strategically didn't apply yellow yet. I'm going to move the greens a little bit and I'm going to fill the gaps a bit more. Lighter yellow. This yellow is going to create a barrier between the reds and oranges. I am going to apply a deeper yellow. Touch of orange here and there. Drops of red, yes. Okay, welcome to our crazy monster. It's dangerous, you can cut yourself, it's too hot, it falls off, don't do it. Low setting, and I have to be pretty quick. Wanted to cover this edge first. Oh my goodness. Haha! I'm liking it. The only thing is, not sure about this pink. So I really like that craziness. I am going to add a little bit more green here. I do love it. My gosh, this is like Really, really interesting. Okay, let me add some green here. Crazy green here. It went a bit too pinky, even though it is interesting. Look at those cells, gosh. Okay, let's do this again. Interesting. Why is this so white? I need to do something about this one. I'm going to use the straw. Before I clean this terrible mess, I'm going to check the edges. And if they're not completely covered, I'm going to add the same color that dripped down. This way we'll have a really nice edge. I added all the leftover paint to one of the cups. There was some paint in it. And now what do you think we will be getting? Okay, a very nice light green. Might be useful for yet another pour. I'm leaving this to dry and hopefully it'll be dry tomorrow. I'm back. I had a bit of a break. I had a 2 days break because of my birthday. It actually is my birthday today. It's pretty late now and I came to check on my painting that I haven't touched. And I'm thinking, oh, that's really vibrant. Because I've got such beautiful colors here, I'm not going to paint individual petal, but I might just add a little bit of a darker sections and lighter just to enhance them. And of course I am going to be working on the leaves, and I knew it, the leaves require more attention. Cadmium red might be a little bit too light for those. I've got scarlet, that's a better option, and I even have crimson. I will make some darker sections underneath. Let me check scarlet first. Oh, okay, that's nice. Very pretty. But here I've got scarlet underneath. I'll be holding it like this so you can actually see the edge. Oh, it's so dry. A little bit of water here. And yes, I will blend it with orange. This is translucent and this one is also translucent. So what do? I add some white. Yes, I know it's kind of looks almost counterintuitive, but I want the opacity. It's going to look pink, yes, but then the second layer will be darker. And I'm going to move on to another petal. Here I don't have to cover any green, so I am going to use red straight away. I don't really want to paint over all of those marks. And I am going to do exactly the same on the remaining petals, adding scarlet. This one is less visible because it's further, so I am not making it as dark as this one. And I am obviously leaving those patterns. I like them. Now we can actually see them better, can't we? Especially this one in the foreground. I think we've got some nice contrast. These are very dark. I even use alizarin. Oh, I love the name. I love saying it. Alizarin crimson. Yes. So I've got crimson and alizarin crimson, which I think it's even darker. You know, this is not 100% realistic. No, it's an impression of a plant, so it might differ. And officially, this one is dedicated to my super nice friend who went with me to Kew Gardens, took tons of pictures of me and with me. Yeah, Audrey, I finally did it. I could have used Naples yellow. I'll try to blend in because the stripes don't look too good. Very light yellow is like lemon yellow and goes very well with the green in the background and yellow together. They are emerging now. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I've got this one. Now I'm moving on to the baby one. I'm done with the flowers. I like them. They are really visible now. That was the whole idea. Imagine that this is like at night and it's all the pollen drifting out. No, or even better, this is this beautiful fragrance drifting. You know what? I'm one of those people who, if I pass a rose somewhere growing in the garden by the fence, I would stop and smell it. Yes. What do we have? Pale green, phthalo green, burnt sienna to darken the greens. That's the only reason. Touch of black. That's a very dark green. I don't know if I want it everywhere. I probably won't. I'm going to blend it the similar way I did with the petals. Yes, we've got this. See, before those leaves were not really visible on this background because the background was full of imaginary leaves, but these are closer to us, so I have to be a bit different. Dark at the bottom. This one is standing up, so it's going to be lit on top. Darkest, mid-tone, lightest. At the moment, I'm trying to make some of those lines on the leaves. I was considering various things, but I think the easiest and the most suitable at the moment will be some lines using a very thin brush. That's it. The truth is, I don't want to paint all of them. I want only some of them to be seen. So they'll be darker, lighter, a little bit here, a little bit there. The same green as the background, exactly the same green, but one batch is with more white. I think without those stripes we won't get the real heliconia vibe. The leaves are very much part of the plant. Everything at the same angle, it's important. I think the stripy leaves look very cute. That's what was missing. Amsterdam gold. It's light gold. I do like this one. Because it makes it look a little bit more yellow in places. Oh, that's absolutely fine. Okay, I'm going to rub it onto all the sections that would benefit from some gold. There we are. I do hope you enjoyed it, and let me know that you watched all the way until the end by using the word fire in the comments, and I'll try give them all a heart. If you're looking for more, please check out my Patreon where I slow down and go through everything in more detail, and you can also own this piece or both. Find it on my website abcreativeofficial.com. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next Saturday. Bye bye!